News for people with type 1 diabetes, still producing insulin. Let us talk about some hopeful news for people living with type 1 diabetes. For many years, people were told that their pancreas stopped making insulin completely after a few years. But new research shows this is not really true for most people with type 1. Scientists in the UK used new, very sensitive tests to look for tiny amounts of insulin in people with type 1 diabetes. They worked with 74 volunteers who had type 1 diabetes. Some had the condition for only a short time. Some had it for many years, even up to 50 years. The team wanted to see if any natural insulin was still being made in their bodies. They also wanted to see if this insulin went up after a meal, like it does in people without diabetes. The surprising finding was that about 3/4 of these people still made some of their own insulin. To be more exact, about 73% of the 74 people tested produced low levels of insulin. This was very different from the old belief that almost 0% made insulin after a few years. But what is even more important is that their insulin levels went up after eating food. That means their remaining beta cells were still working in a normal way. They were sensing food and then releasing insulin. What do you think? How can this happen? The only hypothesis I can think of is that the body is producing new beta cells, but they are getting attacked by the immune system continuously. For example, your immune system destroys 100 beta cells, but the body makes 90 beta cells every day. So overall, you are losing 10 cells each day. Newer medication like eplizumab, brand name Tsield, is a groundbreaking monoclonal antibody drug approved in the US to delay the progression from preclinical, stage 2, to clinical, stage 3, type 1 diabetes in at-risk individuals, 8+ years old. Administered as a 14-day intravenous infusion, it works by modifying the immune system to protect insulin-producing beta cells, extending the time before full-blown T1D develops, often by about 2 years, and potentially longer. Common side effects include rash, headache, and low white blood cell counts, with rare but serious risks like cytokine release syndrome, requiring careful monitoring. Type 1 diabetes happens when the immune system attacks and destroys the insulin-making beta cells in the pancreas. For a long time, doctors believed that nearly all of these cells were gone a few years after diagnosis. But this research from the University of Exeter Medical School shows that many people keep at least a small number of working beta cells. These cells are often called insulin microsecretors because they make very small amounts of insulin. The scientists could detect them only because they used new technology that can measure very low insulin levels in the blood. Before these new tests, the insulin amount was too low to see, so it looked like there was none at all. The research team found that this low-level insulin production was there no matter how long a person had type 1 diabetes. Some people had diabetes for 5 years, some for 10 years, others for 30 or even 50 years. But many of them still produced a tiny amount of insulin. That means time alone does not always wipe out every beta cell. In some people, the remaining cells seem to survive for decades. In others, they might even be trying to grow back or regenerate. One of the lead doctors, Dr. Richard Oram, said it is very interesting that most people with type 1 diabetes still make some insulin, even after 50 years. But the really key point is that insulin levels rise after a meal. This shows the beta cells are not just sitting there, they are still working and responding to food. This suggests that some beta cells may be more resistant to immune attack, or that they are being replaced slowly over time. New tools allowed the team to see what older tests missed. Why does this matter for people living with type 1 diabetes? Even a small amount of natural insulin can make a big difference. Experts know that preserving or restoring even low levels of insulin can help prevent hypos, which are low blood sugar episodes. It can also help reduce long-term complications. When the body makes some of its own insulin, blood sugar swings may be smaller. This can make daily life a bit smoother and safer. For many years, a lot of research focused on making new beta cells in the lab and then putting them into the body as transplants. That work is still important. But this new finding adds another hopeful idea. If many people already have some beta cells left, maybe these cells can be protected or encouraged to grow. Instead of only looking outside the body for new cells, scientists can also look inside to see how to help the surviving cells. One expert from Diabetes UK pointed out that this finding could change how people think about type 1 diabetes. The fact that about 73% of people in this group still produced insulin means there is something special happening in their bodies. Some people keep more insulin than others. By understanding why, scientists may find new ways to slow or stop the immune attack, or to support the beta cells that remain. That could bring us closer to better treatments, and one day, maybe a cure. Type 1 diabetes affects around 2,000 people in the UK alone. It often starts in childhood. The immune system attacks the pancreas and destroys most of the insulin-making cells. People then need insulin from injections or pumps for the rest of their lives. This can feel very hard and tiring. So, hearing that the pancreas may still be doing a little bit of work in the background is a hopeful message. But it does not mean people can stop taking insulin. The amounts made are low, not enough to manage blood sugar on their own. Insulin treatment is still essential. The research team now wants to explore this in much more detail. The next step is a larger project with more people. They plan to look at the genes and immune systems of people who still make insulin and compare them with those who do not. They also want to see if people who keep some insulin have fewer complications, like eye, kidney, or nerve problems. If low-level insulin protects against these issues, that would be very important. By studying these differences, scientists hope to learn how to preserve or even replenish beta cells in type 1 diabetes. If they can find ways to protect the remaining cells from the immune attack or help them regenerate, it could lead to new treatments. These treatments might work by calming the immune system, or by boosting the growth of beta cells, or by supporting the cells so they survive better. There is also an emotional side to this news. One person in the research, a 56-year-old man who had type 1 diabetes for 36 years, said the condition was very trying. He had always believed, like many others, that his pancreas no longer produced any insulin at all. But taking part in this research showed that this belief might not be true. He found it exciting that common views about type 1 diabetes are being questioned. It gave him hope that new answers may come in the future. For people living with type 1 diabetes today, this message can be both comforting and motivating. Your pancreas may still be helping you, even if only a little. But more work is needed before this knowledge changes daily treatment. Still, it opens the door to new ideas and new therapies. It encourages scientists to ask, how can we save and support those tiny surviving beta cells? This research came from a strong team at the University of Exeter Medical School, with support from Diabetes UK and the National Institute for Health Research. The findings were published in a respected journal called Diabetologia. That means the work went through careful checks by other experts. So, the information is from trusted and reputable sources. While we are in the middle of the video, click the like button and subscribe to my channel. It is a simple help to me encouraged to make more videos. Thanks.